I'm feeling good. I feel like I'm about to send this man back to retirement, baby.
Do you expect a lot of rust on him, Aljo?
Uh, I think he's smart enough to do proper preparation and get himself back to a fighting shape. But at the end of the day, I think there's something to be said about being active. And I guess he might have the advantage in terms of his body might feel better in the sense of having the time to recover and do whatever he needed to do when he was outside of the testing pool. I'll let the fans' mind wander with that one. When you don't have USADA actually testing you at 6, 7 o'clock in the morning, you're a little bit more free to do whatever you want, put whatever you want in your body. I'm not saying he's doing any of that, but it would be naive not to think that he has, especially if you're not competing anymore. So now he's back. He's in the testing pool, and both of us are looking to cement our name in history and become one of the greatest bantamweights of all time.
Do you believe that that title is on the line? You have both obviously accomplished so much. Is the winner of this fight the bantamweight GOAT?
I let the fans decide that. I think my resume will speak for itself, being that I've competed in the bantamweight division my entire career. What is my record? I think 14-3 now. So
Sounds right.
I go out there and beat another guy in the bantamweight division. I think this is kind of hard to deny me, but again, I'll let the fans dictate and decide on that. I can only speak on what I've done. Beat the most top 5 ranked bantamweights ever, and this is going to be my third champion in a row, former champion in a row that I'm fighting. So life's good, man. I'm excited about this opportunity, and I can't wait to put on a show for the East Coast fans and across the world.
I have more questions about the fight, but because we're talking about the division, you have obviously expressed interest, Aljo. I think we've talked about it before, of you possibly going up to 145. You've got your buddy, obviously, who is probably, chomping at the bit to get a title shot here in Marab. Do you win this fight and go up to 145? Is that the blueprint?
I'm just taking it one fight at a time. I'm going to see how this fight goes, see how it plays out, see what happens in terms of getting the finish, how beat up I am, and how the weight cut goes. The weight cut's always the toughest part for me. So I'm just taking it day by day, fight by fight, and then I know they promise O'Malley Sugar Tits that he's going to get the next title shot. So um, I don't know. We just kind of got to see how the UFC decides to really let this division play out, and then we can make a decision and do some testing and see where I would stack up in the sense of my frame and everything at 145.
You go into every fight and you're such a well-rounded guy, obviously. But the one place that you always have the advantage, hey, I can out wrestle you. Going into this fight, are you an inferior wrestler to him, Aljo? I'm not talking about Olympic wrestling or anything like that. I'm talking MMA wrestling. Does he have the advantage? Do you have to try and stay off of the ground, whereas that likely wouldn't be your strategy going into a fight typically?
I think I have the advantage in all facets of the grappling department. I really do. Jiu-jitsu in the clinch, top position off my back, and even the takedown entries. I think I'm long, rangy, lanky, and I have that leverage in the sense of when I get my hands locked, I could do some pretty unique things in those positions where Henry's going to have more of like the short, compact arms, alligator arms kind of thing, looking like a little robot. Uh, so good luck to him. He's going to have to rely heavily on just his hips doing the work to keep me off of him. And I don't know how much he can do with just that. He's going to need to do something very unique to try to surprise me or to have the advantage in those sequences. And I just can't see what it is. And I'm a very lenient guy with giving guys an edge in certain departments, but I just don't see his path to victory. It is a fight. Anything can happen, but I like my chances going into this.
Rust aside, he is 36. He hasn't fought in 3 years. Do you think he's going to be somewhat washed?
I don't know if he's washed, but I know I'm going to wash him up. I can tell you that. That guy's going to get a New York East Coast ass whooping. I can tell you that much. From the beginning of the bell, I'm going to be in that guy's face, pressuring forward. And even if he tries to hold his ground, eventually he holds his ground too much. He's going to give me an opportunity to grab him and lock my hands. And that's what I want. I want him to get close. I want him to feel that he can hurt me in those positions. And truthfully, with his reach, he needs to get inside to actually hurt me. So he has to make a decision. You want to fight me on the outside and get picked apart, or you want to close the gap and then find out, fuck around and find out, you know? So
Sure.
that's pretty much what it's going to be. Is your grappling as superior as you think compared to mine? Um, you got to defend those positions while you're defending knees, while you're defending elbows, and defending me trying to take you down all at the same time. That's a lot to deal with, man. Good luck, man. Henry, I can't wait to see what your game plan is and to see how you handle these sequences and these situations. But like I said, I think we left no stones unturned. Boxing, close quarters, long distance, staying long, implementing straight up, going for the grappling and just pressuring guys and using 2 to 3 bodies and just kind of rotating and making sure that I'm testing my conditioning. And like I said, I think the fans are going to be pleasantly surprised in how it's a hard fight, but I'm going to make this one look easy.
I'll get you out of here on this one, Aljo. Are you excited for this one? This has been one that's been talked about for a really long time. You and him doing battle in the cage. You excited?
Oh, I'm very excited. Before I wasn't so much because I thought the fans didn't care, but the fans,
I think the fans care.
they're tuned in, man, and that gets me excited because it's not just talking shit for no reason. We're talking shit, and people are excited about watching it, and that's what it's all about. You know, I could go watch a shitty fight at a bar. You know,
Yep.
when people are talking shit and there's some bragging, some stuff like that on the table, it makes it more intriguing and makes it that much more important, especially in a division where we're playing for the biggest keeps, which is getting the belt or maintaining the belt. So I'm looking forward to this one. I'm pumped about the opportunity, especially fighting on the East Coast in front of my hometown crowd, fan base. Long Island, New York better show up and boo the crap out of this man. We better make sure this is as hostile of a territory as it possibly can be for him. And I can't wait to go out there and just put on a show for the fans.
We cannot wait to watch. I know I said last one. Are you going? Are you going to come out to one of your brother's song, or your song, I should say, too, Aljo?
I definitely plan on coming out to my song "Go Dumb," featuring my brother. But I'm also thinking to mash it up with some classic New York hits. I think that would be cool. I think I want to make this special, man. It's not every day you get to defend the world title at home, and I think that's what I'm trying to go for. I want to go
Yeah.
for something that's going to be memorable.